So tonight what I'm building is actually the continuation of my previous streams. I previously lubed some switches, worked on the stabs, and did some other prep work for this build. This is a 96 key keyboard. I think it was called an NYM96, I want to say, from Taobao, and I'm building it for Dewey. And this is what the layout looks like that we're gonna build tonight, that we're gonna finish building. So there were some extra things I wanted to try on this build to see if it would improve the acoustics of the keyboard. So let me grab the plate here. So here's the PCB, obviously, and the case I have over here to the side, and the plate is right here. So I actually need to refer to the PCB here. So I'm going to look at the stab positions. So what I'm going to do here, oh hey, what's up, Sophia? Sophia the first. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark the spots where the stabilizers would interfere with the foam that goes between the plate and the PCB, because I'm going to put foam between the plate and the PCB on this build. So just to help me remember, I'm going to mark where to not put foam so that it doesn't interfere with the stabilizers. So I'm going right here all the way over to here. Okay. So if I were to put foam in these spots that I'm marking, the stabilizer wire and stabilizer housing would actually smash against the foam. Keycaps? I don't have any keycaps out yet. Oh, you mean the ones in the picture? No, those are just an example. That's a picture he sent me to show me which layout he wanted. So those are just example keycaps. One second, let me see here. There we go. Just turning on the auto exposure lock so that the picture doesn't keep getting brighter and dimmer. There, it's working. So this keyboard, interestingly, is doing split right shift, so I actually don't have to worry about the right shift. There actually isn't a stabilizer for right shift. So for enter, I have to watch out, keep clear, and backspace, I have to keep clear of foam. So this is the stuff that I'll use to glue the silicone foam to the plate. It's just a clear RTV silicone adhesive. Let's see. So I have a nozzle. Let me see if I can use it or if it's too clogged. Because the nozzle will make this a little bit easier to apply. I think I can unclog this nozzle real quick and use it. One sec. Alright, good. Got me a nozzle. So I'll get started on this process. It's kind of tedious, but it shouldn't be too bad. So a lot of people have been trying things like this recently to try to dampen the hollowness between the plate and the PCB. There's the Oh yeah. Well, that's the layout that he asked for, and I like that it has less stabilizers. That's a nice thing for me. Makes things a bit easier. So I also obviously can't cover the screw holes with foam, or else I won't be able to put the keyboard together and take it apart. So, what's that? Hey, what's up? Somebody's communicating with me here over Alexa. Hello? What's up? I'm making a video in here. What are you doing? I thought you were asleep. Dodo? What you doing in there? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to move? Oh, I will. I'm just making a video first.
Alexa, stop.
Everybody's a night owl around here. Nobody likes to go to bed. I guess it runs in the family. I think there's a little too much right here, so I'm gonna remove some of that excess. Okay, that looks fine. I think I'll just smooth it a bit. Okay. So this is the stuff I have put between the PCB and the plate to dampen the noise a little bit. It is made of silicone foam. It's like a square cross-section silicone foam. And it's got like a 3mm width and height to it. Or thickness, whatever you want to call it. So it's just a little bit smaller than it needs to be to fit between the PCB and the plate, which means that gives it a little bit of extra room. So then after this I can put a little bit of silicone on the other side of it, and then it'll tack it onto the PCB as well. So this keyboard is getting switches that are, let's see, they're cherry vintage black bottoms with Aliaz stems lubed, and the tops are Outemu low-wobble tops, and the springs are Sprit 78-gram progressive springs. And then the space bar has a little bit heavier switch in it. Space bar, I put a spring from a Zeal 78-gram Zeal Xylent, and the 78-gram Zeal Xylent spring is just a little bit heavier than the 78-gram Sprit Progressive. because I know he wanted a bit heavier spring in the spacebar. So we're gonna have to see if that feels heavy enough. If I don't think it feels significantly or noticeably heavy compared to the rest of the switches, I might go up to an even heavier spring for that switch. So I know he wants a bit heavier in the spacebar than the rest of the switches. So we'll do that. We'll see how it feels with the stabilizers and everything, and swap it if I need to, but tentatively that's what I think we're using, is that 78 gram Zeal spring. A small piece right here, just to stay clear of this stabilizer housing over here. So I've done this to my 8X before in the past. I did this to my KBD Fans 8X, and I made the mistake of putting the foam on every row, even the ones where there was a stabilizer in the way. So I learned my lesson from that, because then I had to go back and remove some of it. Remove some of the strips where they interfered with the stabilizers. So that was kind of a pain. Now these here don't have to be perfect. Just having something there between the plate and PCB kind of seems to help dampen things. It doesn't have to be really like 100% complete coverage. So I used to, in the past when I would do this, I would also put strips of foam on the vertical spaces between switches, but I don't think it's necessary. I think that's overkill, because it's not like you're trying to make it airtight or anything, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just enough contact and filler between the plate and the PCB to get rid of that hollowness, and also the contact helps dampen vibration. Having those two parts actually linked to each other, there's less pieces of metal kind of floating, suspended by the switches. So I think in theory it helps with the sound. It seems to help dampen it somewhat. It's not like a super dramatic difference, but I think it's enough to spend a few more minutes doing something like this. Makes enough of a difference to spend a little bit of extra effort. It's not a huge job. If you do the vertical sections between switches, then it's a little bit harder to justify, because then you're spending a lot more time. Just make sure I didn't cover any holes, any screw holes. Now I thought about using a plate foam from MK Ultra to save time, but I didn't order it soon enough, so I would have had to wait, and I've just been so busy lately, it's hard to find the time to do a build stream, so I had an opportunity tonight and I didn't want to miss it. I kind of had to jump on it. The opportunity to take some time, work on my hobbies. Kind of have to seize the opportunities when they come. Has anybody else here tried a mod like this on their keyboard? Any experience with this kind of a thing? I'm curious because I know I've talked to some other people who've done something like that. Yeah, these are spaghetti. But what kind of spaghetti is it? Oh wait, spaghetti is, never mind. I was thinking like what kind of pasta is it, but I guess spaghetti is already a specific type of pasta, right? Yeah, this is silicone foam, aka spaghetti. This is what you use when you don't have an MK Ultra foam, plate foam to use because you didn't order it. You didn't think to order it in advance. And then you don't want to have to wait because you have a chance to do a build stream and you got to jump on it. Oh, really? Someone from Mech Market did something like this on their keyboard? Do you know what they used? Like, was it foam or was it rubber? Or... I know there's one dude on Keep Talk. I want to say Jay Shuffelt or something like that. Maybe it was him, Jay Shuff. I want to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I know there's one guy who does something like this, but he actually uses sorbothane, which is pretty cool. It's pretty intense. The sorbothane is supposed to be designed for dampening vibrations and stuff like that, so maybe that's like next level way to do this. I don't know, I haven't tried it. So okay, so that's done. We'll put that in the oven. Just kidding. We'll put that aside and start on the easy stuff. Oh, wait a sec. There isn't anything else to do. I guess I won't put that aside. I'll just go ahead and get started on the switches. Yeah, I forgot. I already did all the stabs and stuff, so there's really not much left to do here. Just put the switches in pretty much and finish the dampening. So I'm doing like multiple dampening strategies here to try to keep the sound under control. And because this has dampened switches in it, so that's kind of why I'm caring more than usual about sound, about quietness. Like the stabilizers, for example, you wouldn't be able to see this, but I did a pretty unusual mod on the stabilizers to make the top out quieter, where it involves adding a little piece of silicone rubber so that when the stabilizer tops out, it hits rubber instead of hitting plastic against plastic. So hopefully these stabs will sound good. These are the cheap stabs that came with the keyboard kits. They're not GMK, they're not Zeo, they're not Gateron. They're just some no-name. I think they're the same ones that KBD Fans includes with the KBD Fans keyboard kits. So they're not the worst stabs, but they're not like great stabs. But I've lubed them and I've added rubber cushioning for the bottom out and the top out, both. And we'll just hope that they don't rattle or anything like that, because I did the best I could to make them sound good. And I think it'll be okay, because even though they're not like top quality stabs, I kind of went the extra mile on tuning them, so I think it'll hopefully make up for their subpar kind of quality. But we'll see. We'll see in just a little while here, once everything's put together. See how it sounds. But I got a few things planned for this build. got to get past this tedious stuff here. Oh, and I hope I have the right screws. I think I do. I don't think the owner included screws. I think they were missing or misplaced or something. So I think I have some extra screws I can use, hopefully. Alright, grab the switches and we'll get going here. Oh yeah, you got the same keyboard. Cool, man. Can you remind me what it's called? I wasn't sure. Is this the NYM96 or is it Melody 96? Or it's not Melody, right? Melody's a different one, I think. I think NYM96 is what it was called. So these switches, if you weren't here earlier, these are vintage cherry blacks from an old Wise keyboard. And the bottoms are, sorry. So the bottoms are vint blacks. The tops are low-wobble Outemu clear tops with a slot in them. Kind of an older switch top. I don't know if they're still selling them. And they're still less. They still have less wobble than most tops, even though they're not the no slot tops, which even have less wobble. But I found that the no slot tops on these particular switches didn't really feel good to me. They felt like they were kind of rubbing the stem too much, so I went with these. Right. See if my iron's hot enough. So something I've learned from experience on keyboards that I've soldered switches into and then desoldered them later and changed the switches, and just, a little tip that I've noticed is you really don't want to use excess solder when you're soldering the switch pins, because what I found is it makes it a lot harder for me to desolder those switches if I ever want to desolder them. And the reason is, if you, on PCBs like this one, if you use too much solder, it actually flows through to the other side, the top side of the PCB, and you end up with too much solder on the other side, on the top side of the PCB, and it's hard for the solder sucker to pull that solder while it's still hot all the way through. And so, long story short, what I've noticed is that if you use too much solder when you solder your switch pins, when you go to desolder them, you're increasing your likelihood of lifting a trace on the top side of the board, because a lot of keyboards have traces on the top side of the keyboard. You know, because you've got usually your PCB is taking advantage of the top side and the bottom side both, so there'll be some traces up there and some traces on the bottom side. Like maybe your columns will be on the top and your bottom and your rows on the bottom with all the diodes, for example, like this board. And so, yeah, you end up causing yourself greater difficulty down the road if you think you're ever gonna desolder the board. If you use excess solder, you make things harder for yourself. So I just wanted to mention that, because that's been an issue I've run into in recent times when desoldering a board that I soldered, where I used too much. I used more than I needed to. So let me work out the bottom row first. Here, make sure I get the bottom row right before I move on. So he's using the larger mods, the 1.5. So he wants the 1.5U mods on the bottom. So it's like 1.5, 1.5 spacebar. So just gonna make sure I get the positions right for the switches. Now I think this is a 7U spacebar. Yeah, looks like it. So we'll put the special spacebar switch here for the spacebar. Oh yeah, 7U. Gotta love it. That can't be right, can it? Oh, never mind, it is. Let's see how things look here. Now it's 1.5, 1.5 again. Looks like. Hello, Tefram. Doing good. How about yourself? Just doing a little late night building. Little R&R build stream. So I think I'm gonna try a trick that somebody told me to get their keycaps, to get their switches looking straight. That they put the caps on first before soldering, and then they use tape to keep them from shifting too much. I don't know if that's really necessary. I'm gonna see if they look okay just putting the caps on and soldering them and not taping them, but we'll see. I mean, we have a plate, so I'm hoping there won't be a lot of switch alignment issues, but I guess we'll see. Let's see, everything look okay here? That looks fine. Alright. Get that bottom row locked in. This will be my first keyboard build built with vintage switches that I harvested. That's kind of fun. Even though I didn't use the entire switch, I used parts of it. Just the lower housing. But still, it's kind of cool. Oh, granite. It's gonna be a pretty quiet board, I think. It's gonna be fairly quiet. I hope he wants step caps because the example he showed me has step caps. So I hope he's cool with that. I better ping him actually. Don't want any surprises. Don't want to find out that I ruined his board by accident. Ruined it. Just completely destroyed it. Tefram34 says I use 50% boards. I think that's a really interesting size, 50%. It's seems like it has a lot of the you know, the advantages of 40%. Just a little bit bigger gives you a lot, kind of boosts your productivity. I feel like I don't have any 50% boards yet, but I'd like to get one in the future. Something I'd like to add to my collection at some point. SA single profile is your favorite, really? Uniform SA? I just really like sculpted profiles, but it's mainly for looks that I like them. I'm okay with typing on a uniform profile. I just really like the way the sculpt looks. I think I would miss that if I did a uniform profile. So I'm going to do something here to kind of help keep the plate, make sure the switches are fully inserted. Every few switches I'm going to solder one of the pins, then I'm going to come back on that switch and reflow that pin while I'm squeezing the plate, just to make sure that the switch is fully seated. That was the only one, then this one, because otherwise there's a little bit of a gap. I want to ride up just a bit. I don't want that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Is 50% easier to on the keycap compatibility side? I guess it must be, huh? Now you may have noticed on this build I didn't test the PCB first. You might wonder why. Well, I probably should have, first of all, but on the other hand, I feel like it's not a huge risk waiting till the switches are in this case, because all the diodes and components are on the bottom of the PCB, even the USB connector. So I feel like if there's a problem, number one, it's a lot faster for me to test each switch by actually pressing the switch, and then only go check the pads with tweezers if necessary. Like if the switch isn't actuating or doesn't seem to be actuating, then I can check the pads with tweezers and see if maybe it's actually a problem with the switch, or if it's a problem with the pad or the trace or whatever. But you know, that's gonna be rare that happens. So usually once I've soldered a switch in, that lets me test all the switch positions a lot faster just by pressing the switches, not having to touch a tweezer to them. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a huge difference, but it is faster. And then if I do find a problem anyway, even if I do find a problem, probably gonna be able to just fix it just as easy with the switches on as I would be able to with them off. So, because everything's on the bottom. Everything I'd need access to do a repair is on the bottom, so that's why I don't feel like it's a big risk to put the switches in now. Man, getting this one aligned is, oof. Yeah, this switch right here is really loosey-goosey. Holy cow. I might have to do something tricky here, like tape it in place. I think what I'm going to do is just eyeball it, and then if it looks bad, I'll adjust it. I'm going to try to shove it up against the top of the opening. Oh man, that's really bad. Alright, here's what I'll do. The Swiss cheese, you know, the ISO compatibility is coming into play here. Pain. Swiss cheese PCBs. Okay. So here's the really janky thing that I'm gonna do. Just reflow those pins while I'm pushing it into the right position. Okay, now I think it's straight. Let me check. Yeah, it's straight. Good. That one is not, though. Dang. Needs to be rotated this way a little bit. Let's see if that looks better. Yeah, that's better. That was pretty, was noticeably twisted. Yeah, waiting for stuff, waiting for parts. Okay, does this one look straight? No. Okay. Oh, that's okay. There. Got it. Do I know about Canon keys? I've heard of them, yes, I do. Sometimes I chat with Upus on the Top Clack Discord because he goes on there a lot. I joined one of their group buys for the Satisfaction 75. Looks like a cool keyboard. Oh yeah, he has some. Yeah, I haven't tried any of his lower cost builds, but I'd like to. One of these days, that'd be fun. I considered it for like an ortho build, maybe. Like he had a 60% ortho. If it's in a 60% case, regular poker style case. I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of like the Boardwalk, only I think his was just full, all 1U ortho. And maybe 2U for the space bar, if anything. You modified your Ortho 60 to get it as low profile as you could with MX switches. Oh, that's cool. How did you modify it? Did you cut off the switch pins or something? Make them shorter? I'm curious what kind of modifications you did. Ugh. Oh, one of those. What kind of modification did you do? Are you gonna, or I guess I can always ask you later if it's too much trouble. HID listen is broken in Linux? You know, I didn't know that, but I did try to use it once. Oh. I tried to use HID listen once. I don't know if it's the same problem you're describing, but I tried to use it in Linux once and it didn't work, and I didn't know why. I wonder if it's the same issue you're describing. If it is, I'd like to know the solution, because it would be nice to... Oh, is it? It'd be nice to have that to debug the firmware stuff. Let's see, is it straight? Yeah, it looks pretty straight. Oh, is it just... I thought you said Pro Micro, though. Pro Micro doesn't use an ARM, does it? It uses at Mega. Oh, interesting. I hope that gets fixed. Or if not, I hope I can find the workaround that you used. I'll have to Google it sometime. It's fine with me if you post a link, unless there's some rule against it or something that I don't know about. I don't have any problem with it. Wait a second. That's not right. That was a close one. Doesn't go there, silly. It goes here. Okay. It goes there. And then this one goes here. Oh man, these two are... Swiss cheese plate, man. I'll be very lucky if these switches aren't crooked. I'll just solder them in and check. They were straight when I turned it over. Yeah, they look straight, I think. Let's check. Huh, looks straight to me. Okay. That's funny. This switch goes sideways. Oh, I guess that's not unusual, is it? Sure, I'm wishing these bottoms were PCB mount. Oh, cool. So, yeah, I'll have to try that sometime. Well, that one's definitely crooked. Dang. Wait a minute, how crooked can it be? It's got stabilizers. Okay, that looks better. There we go. These 2 rows are what's left. Soldered that already. Let's see if caps lock looks straight. I think it's a little crooked. Yeah, that looks fine. Oh, wow, you had to trim the case, huh? That sounds pretty intense. Did you use a Dremel or something? That's probably what I would have done. I pull out the Dremel a lot whenever I need to cut or grind or whatever. I'm a Dremelaholic. I'm addicted to Dremelaholic. see if I have a thicker. I think I have a thicker solder than this. This stuff is a little thin. Makes it take a long time. Hey, what you doing? You're awake. Hey, what's up?
I got you some golden shells that you can eat.
Golden shells?
Yeah.
Oh, but
from our bodies.
it's bedtime, buddy.
Yeah, but do you want some? So yummy.
I actually can't eat them right now because I am building this keyboard.
I know, but
I'm gonna lower this because you can't really see that well.
You get love cells this day. You get to eat cells. Not fun.
Yeah, what kind of shells? Are they...
It's from our bodies.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about bodies.
They're not food?
No.
Well, I'm
We
actually...
were in food this day.
You were in food this day?
No, we were in food. And someone just ate us. Now we're all gooey.
Oh,
And you're gooey too, you know.
really?
We're all gooey, you know.
Esther, you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm working on?
No?
I'm building a keyboard for someone. And I'm making a video of it while I do it
For
so they can
who?
watch. Well, his name... I don't think I got his real name, but he goes by Dewey Dewey. Dewey Dewey. Is that funny?
Yeah.
Does that have a funny name, Dewey Dewey? Or is it pronounced Doi Doi? Or Doi... Dewey Dewey or Doi Doi? I don't know.
That dilly, but I'm always working on how I say things and I might not
What?
have it right.
No one said anything to you, Alexa. What the heck? Alexa just started answering us. Alexa, leave us alone. Did you talk to her? I didn't talk
Here's
to
all
her.
recipes. Searching
Nope,
for some-
Alexa, stop.
I found
Alexa's possessed.
why.
Alexa's over there talking to herself. Hey, Esther. Isn't this a cool keyboard?
Yeah.
I'm building it for someone. What?
Is it all up or no? Yeah, see. Whoa. Oh, the caps look good.
Do they?
Yeah, maybe you can make a... Maybe you can...
Hmm.
Maybe you can make a little keyboard for me.
Yeah, I did, remember? We put one together. That pink one? Yeah, do you remember the pink one?
Yes. Did we build it together?
Kind of, yeah.
Huh?
We put the switches in. It was a hot swap, so there wasn't a lot of building involved. But yeah, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
The one with the pink caps. They're cherry blossom. Pink cherry blossom caps. Where's Mama? Is she asleep?
Mm-mm.
What's she doing?
Mm-mm.
You don't know?
Mm.
I thought you were with Mama. I thought you guys went to bed. You guys are being naughty. It's past your bedtime. This is something Esther wants to say hi, don't you? Do you want to say hi to the people?
Mm-hmm.
You can. One sec.
That's so funny, but
What? we'll just expand the angle so that it shows more. And you'll be able to say hi.
Oh, so.
Yeah, kids like this stuff. Kids like keyboard stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
Look, it's you. It's you.
Come on.
Actually, here, I need to finish soldering. So, is there a way that you can be on the camera while I'm doing this? See, look, it can see, see, it can see right here. Just come over here, right here, and then you can be on the camera. Here. And you can be in the video.
A, B, C,
Yep.
D, E, F, G.
Sure.
Okay. Over that.
You can. Do you see yourself on the screen?
No.
You don't?
No.
Well, that means if you move closer to me, you will. Now do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now I am a next time will you sing with me.
Wow.
Is that funny?
That was pretty silly, I have to say. That was pretty funny.
Now this is gonna be so funny.
Mm-hmm.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, J, K, K, L, M, N, O, P, 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 Q, R, S, 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 T, V, 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 boo, 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 W, X, 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 Y, N, Z, 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 Z. Now, A, B, C's. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Well, that was great. There we go, Alt-GR right there. Good job. Good job, buddy. Oh, there's something I forgot to do. Oh, hey. Hey, Dewey's here. This is your keyboard that I'm working on. The guy whose keyboard this is just showed up.
Hi, Ben.
You want to say hi to Dewey, Dewey?
Where's Dewey?
Oh, he's watching us on the screen.
I want to see him.
Oh, well, you can't see him right now.
Hi, Dewey.
I mean, he's writing messages.
Hi, Dewey. Hi, Dewey. Hi, Dewey. Hi, Dewey. I like his name. It's a great name for him.
You like his name? It's a great name for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
black keyboard better. It makes a lot.
Oh, yeah, be careful with that. What's up, Clever Lion? Welcome, welcome. How's it going?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 now, ABC. See you next time. Yay!
Whoa, how the heck did I miss that? How did I miss 2 switches? How did I miss to install 2 switches? That's crazy.
Why is it great?
Well, I didn't say great, I said it's crazy. Did I miscount? How could this be? That's really weird. Oh, here they are. They're still in the switch modding station. I thought I pulled all the switches out, but I was short 2. Hello?
Hello?
Is Esther here? Oh, good.
Esther's in here. She's alright for now.
Okay, thank you.
Aren't you guys? What's that?
I'm falling asleep.
Oh, okay. She'll wear herself out pretty soon, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
You can just hang out with me for now. Good night. Good night. Love you. Okay. I knew I was forgetting something here. Okay.
You knew that.
Yeah.
You're so silly.
Am I silly? Why? Because I forgot.
Yeah.
Because I forgot something. So with this layout, yeah, we're all night owls. It's funny. Are we all night owls, Esther?
Yeah.
We all stay up late.
Because we're the owls.
So this is kind of a cool layout that Dewey's got going on here because
Meow, meow, meow. I'm shooting. I'm shooting.
Anyway, it's kind of cool layout because it's got the arrows and then full number pad, but it's also got the extra plus and minus. I think it's kind of cool. Even though it's loud, I think I'll leave the desoldering gun on just for now because in case anything needs to be redone, we won't have to wait for it to warm up again. Yeah, this is a freaking sweet layout, man. Kind of want to get one of these now. Like for times when you think you're gonna need that number pad. It's pretty cool. Oh, there we go. You like the 2U Plus? I think I could go either way once I get used to it. I think once I got used to it, I would be fine with either way. But initially I probably will struggle with this layout. But it wouldn't take me long to get used to it, I don't think. And it says a print screen there. Are you gonna go to sleep though? Cause she's trying to sleep in there.
I am gonna go sleep.
You're actually gonna try to fall asleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Hope you can sleep.
I hope you can sleep too. I can't sleep. Got that meow in my throat.
Night night. So we got forwards? Wait, what is that? Forward slash or divide, right? There should be a dedicated divide key. Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. I need an insert. Do I use? Oh, got insert on my new. Boy, is anyone going to tell me I used the wrong backspace key? So, there should be a plus. There should be a plus key. Oh, you know, I don't know if this keycap set has a 1U dedicated plus key. It might not. You know? In fact, this is the wrong row profile. This is the right minus key. But for a plus key, I don't see it. Am I missing it? I mean, it's just, in our case, it's just, oh, there it is. There. Got a couple of crooked keys. F1 needs to be straightened up a little bit. T. Maybe P. Okay, let's do F1 first. The bottom row? I don't know, that's just the layout. What looks odd about it? I don't think there's a problem. Not that I know of. What's up? You back? I thought you were going to bed with Mama.
I know, but I need a drink.
Oh. Can't Mama get it?
No.
How come? Is she asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one sec. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, that's better. T. I think caps lock is a little crooked. E. It's a little question.
What does E mean?
E is a letter. You know what E is. E is the letter your name starts with, remember?
But why did you say that?
Because I'm looking at all the keys and I'm making sure that none of them are crooked. And if they are a little bit crooked, I'm adjusting them so that they won't be crooked. Okay? Got it? Get it? Got it? Good.
Did you know I go to doctor's mama and got blood draw?
Mama got a blood draw?
No, I got blood draw.
You got a blood draw too? What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What for?
That's so I won't be sick.
You got a blood draw? You sure about that?
Really, you got blood. But it didn't really hurt. It just healed, you know.
Oh, good.
It's not none of my arms. It'll heal. That's why it's none. That's why it's none. That's why it's on none of my arms. That's why it's gone.
It's on one of your arms?
Yeah, it's gone. And it's not on none of my arms. And it's gone.
Oh yeah, drop.com. They should never change their name. That's just silly. They should have just left it. Massdrop. Sounded better. I don't know what they were thinking. I think that was dumb. Dumb decision.
Uh-oh. How did my diaper all fall off?
What?
Why did my diaper just fall off?
I don't know. Because you undid it?
No?
I think that's probably why.
No?
Yeah. Don't want to bet?
That's not that. No, but
think F's a little wonky. The rest, I think that's... everything else looks okay to me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, I'm not done with the job, but I can stop for a moment and help you. Let me see here. Oh, you're asking why some of the switches were crooked? Yeah, it's because they're plate mount. So that's why I was going back and straightening the ones that looked crooked, so that they would look better. So let's see how many of these keys actually work. Interesting.
Okay, Mama and Mom, I got 1, 6. Itsy bitsy spiders, go, go, go. Who's that? Me? Me. Are me? See? Yes! Oh, me.
Yeah, I forgot to solder down there. Oh, that's funny. How did I do that?
It's stuck.
Yeah, so Clever Lion, you don't always have crooked switches on plate mount. It's just that this plate is like, it's not a super tight plate. That's why it's kind of a, I think this one is probably mapped to control. Like if I go, is it mapped to function maybe? Oh, never mind, it's alt. Oh no, this one is the one I meant. So this switch is either not working or... oh, okay. It's one that I forgot to solder. Wow. I'm so smart. Okay. One more switch that I forgot to solder. GR might be a tiny bit crooked. Just a tiniest bit. Let's see.
I'm having these power.
That looks good. That looks pretty. That looks fine. Looks good.
Oh no.
Now the key map isn't all correct yet,
No.
so we'll have to make some adjustments.
It isn't, Dad. It isn't, Dad, right? It isn't, right?
Right. Okay, let me get you your drink so you can go to bed, because I have some work to do here. I've got to... Looks like there is an entire row that isn't working. So I need to troubleshoot that, okay? So... it's interesting. I wonder what could be the problem there. Okay. Come on, let's go. I'll get your drink, and then you need to go to bed. It's bedtime. I'll be right back. One sec. Alright, back. So, wow, you're right. The reason that row doesn't work is because I didn't solder it yet. That's pretty hilarious. Huh. Just about to break out the multimeter and start diagnosing why that row didn't work. But no need. Something obvious. Good. That's funny. So who guessed it first? Who guessed that it wasn't soldered? I think was Cleverline the first one to notice. That's funny, man. Yeah, me and Dewey are 8X buddies now. We both have 8X. We both have an 8X. That's fun. ADEX is such a classy little keyboard. I just think the 8X looks more expensive than it is. It looks like a more expensive keyboard. I don't know. It just looks like a fancier keyboard than it is. But matter of opinion, I guess. Because it wasn't expensive, as you know. And it is kind of a simple design language, so, but I just think it looks nice, you know, it looks fancy, kind of. Just classy keyboard. I mean, look at the like the Kepler is a really nice, expensive keyboard, and if you look at it just from the top, it has a simple kind of a look from the top. Nothing simple about the bottom, but like the bezel is fairly simple, right? And the Rama boards, shape-wise, seem pretty simple. Like from the outside, generally you have a kind of a simple look. And those are classy boards. Right. These switches are cherry vintage cherry black, but new old stock vintage, not like the super worn in, but new old stock vint cherry black bottoms with Outemu low-wobble switch tops, and the stems are Aliaz stems, and they've all been lubed. Everything's been lubed with Christo Lube MCG 171. It's just kind of a newer lube. I think they've got this one's probably function because it's soldered now, but it's not actuating, so I think it's not doing anything on the keyboard tester, so it might be function, or it might be maybe it's not mapped in the key map that we're using. So I'm gonna check real quick, see if shorting the pads does anything. It could be the switch, you know. Could be a problem with the switch. probably the key map programmed into it. So let's take a look here. What we got. Do you guys see me? Sorry about that. I don't know if you see that I'm back. You see me now? Good. Sorry about that. I was telling OBS which window I wanted to capture. I was cycling through finding the right window, and I accidentally told OBS to capture the window that was OBS, and that crashed it. So I didn't like that. Yeah, doesn't seem to like that. Is this a QMK compatible keyboard? I don't actually know. It's from Drop, right? Do you know where? Is it the same as YMD96? Do you know, what it's called in QMK? Maybe YMD96 or something, or... Oh, okay. Great. It's SLCK for scroll lock. Print screen is PSCR. And then pause break. SKC pause. We got unlock. This is yeah, that's right, I think PSLS. Yeah, that's right. Dot 0, right, left. Oh, that's not right. So this is right shift. And this one, the right shift is split. Interesting, okay. Press right alt. This one is PS2AV RGB. Looks like. So I gotta go into the bootloader mode. Let me just NYM96. So I need to go into the bootloader, which might be left control, or it might be something else. So you hold down the PS2AV RGB based keyboard, I think, based on what I looked up online. NYM96. How to go into the bootloader. Let me just double check something here. So it claims left control. I'm not sure this is really a YMD96. Let's see. I mean, I guess you say MT96. Interesting. So those are the guys who, I have some other keyboards made by them. Let me try it. There's a reset button here. Let me see what that does. DFU. So okay, this it's not a YMDK96 PCB. It's a DFU bootloader. It doesn't have yeah. Interesting. It's an MT96. Melody 96. Oh, so it's not a YMD 96, I guess. It's not PS2 AV-RGB. So let's see here. If I go to Melody 96. Okay, this is the one. I betcha. This guy's using DFU. Let's try this. So I'll just DFU, see if it flashes successfully with the DFU flasher. So it looks like DFU is a bootloader. Yeah, I'm on. Working. Okay. Alright. I'll just correct whatever's amiss in the key map and we'll be good. Oops. LCK. Scroll up. Insert. Delete. Page down, asterisk slash Unlock backspace. So here we have left control, left alt, nothing, space, right alt, and you probably should have this as a function key, but you don't have a function key anywhere else. Okay, let's flash that one, that layout. Okay, that's all sorted. Everything should work now. Let's check. Whoops, print screen. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, sorry. I forgot to, I think I put default. I forgot to put dewey. There we go. Alright, looks like we're good. Okay, great. Now, moving on. There are how many mount holes that we will use? So there's 3 on the edge, there's 4 there. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let me expose the mount holes so I don't lose track of where they are. Actually, let me pull this case out. Okay, I'll just do this. Do it this way. So this, oh, you asking what this is? This is Dynamat. It changes the sound. Makes the keyboard sound a little different. It's interesting. I used it on my boardwalk and I liked how it sounded. Thought it sounded cool. And it's unusual, so something different. So that's kind of fun too. You don't see people using this in keyboards usually. Okay. So this is, it's like Dynamat. It's a butyl rubber. It's kind of heavy. It adds mass and dampens vibration. And it's got adhesive on the back, so it sticks to things. But the adhesive isn't like the super stickiest thing ever. So if you really want it to stick good, you gotta warm it up, which is what I do when I use it. foam they put in walls. Huh, yeah. Might work. I mean, it might work well. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Don't need that anymore. Right. So, well, the interesting thing about the Dynamat on the PCB is it's doing something slightly different than most of the foams people use. It's rather than just filling up space, it's also adding mass to the PCB, which normally people don't usually do, right? Not usually adding mass to the PCB. So I think it has a slightly different effect than what you would typically see. So this I'm doing to make an impression of where I need to cut the foam for the screws. See? I mean, not the foam, the mass loading material. So here's one. So I'm just checking to make sure that the screws are M2. I think they are. Yeah, they are. Alright, I have some M2 screws here I can use. Alright, here's the fun part. Kind of. Have to make this stuff really stick well, you gotta warm it up. So here's my heat gun. Here's a piece of palm. Ooh, hot. Hot, 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 hot. And that, as they say, is that. Alright, people. You still here, Dewey? I'm getting towards the end. I'm almost done. Check something here. Oh yeah, these are Aliaz, so they're supposed to be quiet. Yeah. Aliaz stems. Why didn't that work? with it. See if we have enough room for a little neoprene. Polar pandas. Yeah, I saw those. The blue ones, right? Pretty cool. I don't think I'll get any though, because I have so many panda housings already. Don't know what I would do with more. I don't have enough. I don't even have enough. I don't have enough keyboard purchases coming in to use more than what I have now. So I guess I could get them just to stock up in case there's a future where we're not able to get Panda variants. But I think they look pretty cool. Same color as these Nautilus keycaps here, as the Legends. I mean, that's funny. Or you are talking about these Nautilus caps right here, right? Naughty Nautilus. That's funny. They look pretty cool, yeah. Ah, what? I thought this was a magnetic screwdriver. Oh, maybe. Oh, these screws are stainless steel. They're not magnetic. I don't know about this. Non-magnetic screws. It's gonna be a big hassle. Let me see if I have any other screws I can use. Something, hopefully some magnetic ones. Let's see if these are magnet or ferromagnetic. Doesn't look like it. Okay, these screws are magnetic. I'll use these instead. Be too much work otherwise. Too hard. Let's see if I have enough. Whoa. It doesn't work with magnetic screws? Wow. That's crazy. What kind of a weird circuit problem was that? That's really quite interesting. I've never heard of something like that. Well, I hope that's not the case for this PCB. Hope this one works with magnetic screws. Because, Yeah, I could do something on the head of the screw or on the screwdriver, some sticky substance, but if you ever have to take it apart and you don't have magnetic screws with a tray mount situation like this, I think it's pretty undesirable to have the non-magnetic screws. So I'll just use these now that I found some. Wait a minute, maybe those other ones were magnetic after all. No, oh wait, they are. There's something funny about this screwdriver. Well, those screws are only very mildly magnetic. Oh well. We'll just... These screws are very highly magnetic. The problem I'm having is the magnetism doesn't seem to be... Yeah, that's better. For some reason that screwdriver didn't seem to conduct... Usually if I put a magnet on a screwdriver, the screwdriver becomes more magnetic, and I wasn't getting that with that screwdriver. So it's working now with this different screwdriver. So I'll use these at least to initially place the screws. Now this is a case where, you know, with a tray mount like this, the screws really don't need to be very tight, because it really sucks when you strip a screw in one of these. I've done it before. Or shear off a screw. It's happened to me and it's not fun. That is so interesting about the magnetic screws though, and the HS60. I'm really curious why I did that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, you gotta love the Zeal stabs. They're expensive, but they really are different. They're really nice. But you know, I like JMK just fine too when it comes to stabs. I have some vintage stabs. I haven't built with them yet, though. I've been meaning to. I wanted to put them on something special. Something fancy, maybe. The vint stabs I have are plate mount, though. I think they probably all are, the vintage ones. But I could always put the vintage sliders in a screw mount housing. Okay. Sounds better. Busy guy. Late at night. Working night shift. Boy, this thing's a beast. A big old keyboard. I like it. I'll get warmed up while we're waiting for him to come back. Oh, are you here? I thought you left for the data center. Pretty quiet. Here, I can put the mic closer if you want to hear more what's going on. So now the mic's about 3 inches from the keyboard. Oops. Oh, the data center's loud. That makes sense. It would be, wouldn't it? Well, I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I need to call it a night, I think. But hopefully you'll have fun with this. Maybe good for times when you don't want to wake someone up with typing. Good quiet time keyboard. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet keyboard. Cool. Have a great night, everyone. Here's the last final. Oh, I should have wiped it off, huh? It's a little dusty. It's like literally, I think, either dust or fingerprints on the back. I don't know what. But, yeah, I think it's a cool keyboard. I wouldn't mind having one in this layout. My keycaps are really shined up. But, Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for keeping me company. And alright guys, hasta la vista. Thanks again. See you next time. Good luck at work, Dewey.